Hey, what's up YouTube? Nightburner53, coming back from a 7-month retirement of sorts. And I figured I'd make this little update video just to clarify what in the world has been going on lately. So, as you may have known from my last video, I didn't really have a home, so to speak, so me and my family were kind of just staying with my grandparents, and I didn't really have a place to review. Well, 3 months ago, we moved into a new house, which is the one right here. I've tried recording a couple videos, but I have been having sort of this problem that I can't really get into a review nowadays. It's whenever I start, I talk about the figure and I just go on, and I lose track and I lose focus, and it's becoming an issue, and it's something I started noticing when watching back some of my quote-unquote more recent videos. And the improv thing, it worked for a bit, but if any of you guys have known me from my previous channels before any of my previous resets, that I've been doing this improv thing for a long time, almost 4 years now. And it's just starting to wear on me. I can't keep doing these kind of vids. So, the next video, which is probably going to be in something small, something more manageable, something I can easily work with, just to get me back into the groove, but I can definitely guarantee you I want to make new videos, and I'm going to try to make those new videos a bit more, how do you put it, a bit more well-constructed. A bit more focus around the figure, a bit more focus around trying to cleverly add in jokes via script writing, and, you know, taking several days to go over things, instead of just sitting down one night and thinking, okay, let's do this. Because it's clearly not working. But I figured I wouldn't just, you know, ramble on about what's kind of been going on in my life recently. You know, no one really cares that much about it, but I thought I'd at least give you some explanation. But to make the video more worth your while, I want to introduce my new scale indicator. Indicator is a bad word. Scale, figure scale sample, whatever. I'm not a good wordsmith. But basically what it is these are the figures that I'm going to use for scale as a baseline scale for when I'm reviewing figures. So say figure of such and such size class, I use this scale. So let's start with the smallest. Legions, Old Legends, whatever. This is Prime Quickblade Bumblebee, and I figured I'd use this figure because, well, he's about the same height as any Legion class figure, and it's a Bumblebee. It's a very safe bet. A lot of people are going to know about this body type and how it scales relative with the other figures of this size class. And I figured it was a good start for this class. Moving on to the newer Legends class, we get Rewind from Titan's Return. I figured I'd choose him because he's blocky, he's basic, and he doesn't have a lot of jarring, huge sort of extensions or weird proportion issues. He's a very basic robot, so I figured he'd work. This one, no one is surprised. Titan's Return Blur for the deluxe class figures, because he, again, is baseline. He's a very blocky and simple design, with the only weird proportion issue being his shoulders. Other than that, he's about average size for a deluxe, and even his shoulders aren't that bad. They don't even go past his head, so they don't cause any issues with scaling. Moving to really uncharted territory, something I've never had something pinned down for scale. Voyager class, we got Megatron from Titan's Return. And my current setup is not accommodated for bigger figures at the moment, which kind of sucks, which makes a lot of my review, potential review, you can see why this improv thing wasn't working. But I figured I'd choose Megatron for, again, the same reason I'm choosing all these other figures, except for Bumblebee. He's a standard blocky design that scales well with a lot of other figures of his size class. He doesn't have a lot of deviations from them. He's very standard. And now we move on to a class I haven't reviewed much from. Matter of fact, I've only reviewed one figure from it. And this may come as a bit of a shock, because, you know, the one leader I did review, he was very blocky, he was very basic, but he was a bit too weirdly proportioned. This one, on the other hand, is Combiner Wars Leader Class Skywarp, not the Legends Class one, obviously. And I chose him because at the head, it's a very baseline level, and it's in scale with the other leader figure I have, which is Power of the Primus Rodimus. Armada Megatron actually seems to be an outlier and is extremely tall, and it doesn't really work well, so if I ever get any other leader figures outside of those two, I think Skywarp probably would have fit the bill the best. So, out of all these figures, these are probably going to be what you're seeing when I'm comparing scale for figures. And I just wanted to get this out of the way. It's been something I've wanted to do for a while, but I haven't really figured out what I wanted to do. Because the problem was that I have figures that are from cartoons, figures from movies, and those two in particular are known for having weird proportion issues, and like RID, animated, those kind of cartoon designs. They have this huge emphasis on making the proportions really weird and really goofy, you know, because kids show. And then you got the movie Transformers, which just do whatever, and there's never really a consistent proportions. Even with the Autobots, it's a bit strange, they're a bit weird. So I figured to stick with the Generations line because, well, the Generations pan towards collectors. And you got this very standard, this very well accepted scale. The only problem I have with that is that when it comes to the Legion class, Generations tends to stay out of that unless you're talking like, I don't know, a Prime Master. And as you can see, these things aren't very big. They're bulky, yes. They fill out the plastic mass quota, but they're not tall. They're not standard size. They're a bit smaller than that. So, this has been an update video slash scale representation slash me throwing my guts out at you and you clicking on it and watching for like 3 seconds before hightailing out of there, when you probably think this is just going to be like an hour-long gush fest. I hope that I can get back into video creating, that I can start reviewing more things that I want to review, because right now I'm limited to anything up to a deluxe, and that really sucks. Because I'm gonna pan over to my collection right now. This, over 150 figures, 172 to be exact, although some of them are not there at the moment. I want to review a lot of them, especially some of them in the back. Look at Ultimate Optimus Prime. That's something I've tried to review before, and it's failed because I just don't have the setup to accommodate it. And I want to do it, and I want to really get into the groove, but I figured I'd best start small. And I'm probably going to be somewhere around this scale right here. So, in the future, keep your eye out for a video like that. I'm going to be taking a short break for a couple days so I can get everything oriented, so I can get my scripts written, get into this groove, try to get everything perfect, in my opinion. All because I want you guys to enjoy the videos I make as much as I do making them. And the improv thing just isn't working anymore. It's done its job for 4 years, and I commend it for it, but right now it's giving me this artist block that I can't ignore anymore. So this has been Nightburner 53, giving you an update, signing out, see you soon.